After more than 7 decades as heir, Charles finally became King Charles III in 2022, following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. His mother's reign defined stability and tradition, leaving him with an almost impossible legacy to uphold. Unlike Elizabeth, who was crowned young and beloved, Charles inherited the throne as an aging monarch, already carrying decades of controversy. He steps into power at a time when the monarchy is fractured, Harry estranged, Andrew disgraced, public trust shaken. For Charles, the crown is not only an achievement, but also a burden that may prove too heavy. Charles's journey to the throne began in shadows. Born in 1948, he was a sensitive, shy boy placed in the harsh world of royal expectations. Sent to Gordonston, a brutal boarding school, he endured bullying and isolation, shaping a fragile, introverted personality. Unlike his mother, who embodied duty without question, Charles struggled to fit the mold. His childhood insecurities followed him into adulthood, leaving scars that never fully healed. Now, as king, those traits resurface, raising questions: can a man long seen as uncertain and hesitant lead an institution in crisis? No matter what Charles accomplishes, the shadow of Princess Diana follows him. Their marriage, once hailed as a fairy tale, became a battlefield of betrayal and misery. To the public, Charles was the man who broke Diana's heart, the husband who chose duty and Camilla over love. Diana's tragic death only amplified the resentment, making her a saint in the eyes of millions. Even today, crowds cheer Diana's memory more warmly than they embrace Charles's reign. For a king, this is his greatest burden, to rule a nation that still mourns the woman he wronged. Camilla Parker Bowles, once branded the other woman, is now queen consort. Their love story, decades in the making, symbolizes endurance, but also scandal. The leaked phone calls of the 1990s, dubbed Tampongate, humiliated Charles and tainted Camilla in the public eye. Though time has softened opinions, many still view their marriage as the result of betrayal. For supporters, it is a story of true love finally fulfilled. For critics, it remains a reminder of Diana's pain. Charles's reign is forever linked with Camilla, and the controversy surrounding the union will follow him to the grave. Charles's family is his greatest weakness. William, the heir, is seen as the monarchy's future, steady and admired. Harry, however, has broken away, openly criticizing his father in interviews and his memoir Spare. Their relationship is fractured beyond repair. Then there is Prince Andrew, disgrace by scandal, casting a shadow over the family. As king, Charles is expected to unify, yet his family remains bitterly divided. The House of Windsor is no longer the model of stability it once pretended to be. Instead, it is a family at war, and Charles sits uneasily at the center. Charles waited longer than any heir in history, over 70 years, to wear the crown. That wait brought experience, but also baggage. He enters the throne not as a fresh symbol of hope, but as a king already marked by age and controversy. Unlike his mother, who symbolized the promise of a new era in 1952, Charles represents continuity weighed down by the past. Supporters believe he can modernize the monarchy through his advocacy for environmental causes and charity work. But critics argue he is uninspiring, too compromised to secure the crown's survival. Public perception of Charles is complicated. In Britain, some respect him for his environmental vision and his commitment to issues like climate change. But he lacks the charisma and quiet dignity that defined his mother. Polls reveal a monarchy struggling for relevance, especially among young people, who question whether the crown has any place in a modern democracy. Beyond Britain, the challenge is greater. Across the Commonwealth, nations from Canada to the Caribbean openly discuss breaking ties with the monarchy. Charles must fight not only for Britain's support, but for the survival of the empire itself. Scandal has always stalked Charles. From the humiliation of Tampongate, to sent allegations of cash for honors, claims that donors to his charities were offered royal honors in return, his reputation has been repeatedly bruised. While never directly convicted of wrongdoing, the damage is lasting. For critics, these scandals confirm their view of Charles as weak, compromised, and undeserving. For the monarchy, each scandal chips away at the carefully maintained image of honor and dignity. A crown once untouchable now feels fragile, tarnished by whispers of corruption and indiscretion. The monarchy Charles inherited is weaker than the one his mother left behind. Queen Elizabeth II represented tradition, stability, and continuity for over 70 years. Charles, by contrast, begins his reign amid doubt, division, and scandal. His fractured family reflects the fractured institution. His critics are loud, his supporters cautious. Abroad, the Commonwealth considers independence. At home, Republican voices grow stronger. The crown is no longer an unshakable symbol. It is fragile, and Charles must fight daily to prove it still matters in the 21st century. King Charles III stands at a crossroads in history. He has the chance to modernize the monarchy, to steer it into relevance for a new generation. But he also risks becoming the king remembered for presiding over its decline. Every speech, every scandal, every decision will define not just his reign, but the monarchy's survival. Will he be seen as a reformer who saved the crown, or the monarch who lost it? The future remains uncertain, but one truth is clear: Charles's reign will decide the fate of Britain's 1,000-year-old monarchy.